Hi, I am Vishal Sood. Welcome to Insights and you're watching Punjab Today channel. Today we're going to discuss about the most powerful and probably the most dangerous person on planet, Xi Jinping, the President of People's Republic of China. And if you think our comparison of him with Thanos is wrong or unfair, talk to Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, who lost half of his wealth with the snap of Xi Jinping's finger. So, why we want to discuss Xi Jinping when there are so many other important things to discuss? Because we feel that he is one person who might change the course of history if he had his way. Xi Jinping has many faces. He's an anti-corruption crusader whose own family has amassed billions of dollars. He's a statesman who wants to have more free trade and integrated global world. But most of the partner countries end up in his debt trap. Example, China and Pakistan in our neighborhood. He is a nationalist who wants the entire world to bow in front of China but ends up red-faced in Doklam. But he is also a visionary who, if he had his way, we all will be living in a communist utopian or dystopian world where we will have no freedom of choice, we will have no freedom of speech, no voting rights, and our behavior will be monitored and points will be assigned, a point in case the new system already deployed with 1.5 billion Chinese people in China. Now, to get inside the head of Xi Jinping, we must understand his history, his present, and what the future will look like for him, and what were the key watershed moments that will define his legacy. He was the son of the former deputy premier of China during the Mao's time, Xi Zhangsun. Now, unfortunately, when Xi Jinping was just 9 years old, his father fell out of favor. He was accused of treason and he was sent to jail. Xi Jinping was indeed resourceful. He forged his document, became member of Communist Party again, erased all his association with his family history, and rose in ranks in the Communist Party. He worked hard, and by 2012 he was made President of People's Republic of China. Ultimately, he adopted the mindset of Mao Zedong. Now he is one of the three core leaders along with Mao Zedong. After coming to power, he started with the anti-corruption crusade. More than 170 ministers, 700 journals, and around 1.5 million Communist Party members were purged in this campaign. He consolidated his power, and he showed his true colors when in 2018 he removed the two-term policy from the Constitution of People's Republic of China. Now, he is going to be the president for the rest of his life in all probability. Third term is basically assured, it's just a formality, and he will consolidate his power even more. But at this time is where he becomes the most dangerous to the world. Economy of China is already in doldrums. Banking sector is seeing almost 85% reduction in debt at every level. Housing, which is a core sector of any country, is in dire straits. A lot of tech companies of China are losing their valuation. In last 2 quarters itself, almost Chinese billionaires lost roughly $80 billion. And if one thing that Xi Jinping is scared of, it's not the world, it's the people of China. He wants absolute discipline. But when the stomachs are empty, how do you get the discipline? How do you control the people? So then he does what most of the politicians do: manufacture a conflict. He tried it with India, but he got such a strong response, he had to find conflict somewhere else. So when the Speaker of the Congress of US wanted to come to visit Taiwan, he made a huge fuzz out of it. He started drills right in front of Taiwan and put the entire world in this state of crisis. That is why we say that whatever he does, either to protect his presidency, either to protect leadership, or his so-called vision to put China to the center of the world, is almost always ends up in a dangerous situation for the entire world. Economies, or I would call markets, go down, free trade is restricted, things become costly, and the entire world suffers. Now finally, we have to understand what has been his legacy to the world. So far, what he has given to the world. In a leaked document called Document 9 in 2013, this ever-smiling Chinese president mentioned few things which were very dangerous. What he mentioned was that free speech, democracy, press, freedom of press, these are very, very dangerous things for the world. World needs to be disciplined, and these have been very dangerous ideas as our history has shown. But let's give him credit also. He's a man with a plan. But unfortunately, most of his plans backfire. Now let's look at his legacies. What were the watershed moments? Let's look at, Wuhan virus, coronavirus, what it gave to the world. He restricted the flow of information. World was not prepared. And after 1 year in lockdown, he claimed that he managed it so well that China was the only major economy that showed positive results within 1 year of corona, 1 year of COVID attack in the world. But now if you look at it, China's economy is into negative growth spiral. A lot of industries, as we mentioned, are going down. Free trade is going down. World has become a costly as well as a dangerous place. So this is whenever such powerful people lose the sense of balance, it becomes extremely dangerous for normal people. Lives are lost. And with today's technologies, with today's the weaponry that the world possess, China and especially the President Xi Jinping has become the riskiest element on this planet. So we say it as a warning to the free world. We say it as a warning to the democracies. If today with the new technology, China can run a communist state a lot better than what Mao Zedong could have done 50 years back. With the information technology, he can control the behavior of every person. He can manage everything. Information could be collected a lot better. So it is very tempting for a lot of smaller countries with democracies not so well established to see the benefits of Chinese model. So now it depends on the world powers, Western powers, and especially India also to take a united stand so that this world does not fall into this false sense of utopia where China is on an ideological offensive. The world needs to be ready. Australia is one example where MPs were on the roll of Chinese Communist Party and they made decisions which favored China, not Australia. Same things were happening in India also. India need to be very, very careful. We share a long and disputed border with China, and our past experience have not been very, very positive, to say the least. Already, it's an open secret, especially in foreign missions, that China is abetting and supporting Pakistan in its anti-India initiatives. Our governments have become careful. In last few years, we have banned Chinese apps which were taking sensitive data from India to China. We have taken ED action against the Chinese companies which were evading tax and tried to make India weak. So the world needs to be very, very careful with the vision of Xi Jinping, and especially at India. He will say one thing and do the other things. We have seen numerous examples. A man indeed of a vision but not to be trusted.